Welcome back to Max's Garage Mahal. I'm glad to have you. Okay, today's video is on how to level the BigDog Alpha and Hustler or Raptor SD deck, mowing deck. The reason why I'm doing this, I've had people ask me to do it, is the biggest thing, but it's really sort of hard to level a deck that's level. Mower's been doing a fantastic job of mowing smoothly and evenly, so I hated to mess it up just to make a video. Sort of like people wanted me to show them how to do the wheel motor speed so that your lawnmower doesn't veer one way or the other when you're mowing. It should always go straight on a level flat ground. However, sometimes they do veer. So I will do a video on that in the future. But for now, this is to show you how to make the deck mow level instead of this to that. So, real quickly, I wanted to give a shout out to some of my subscribers. More than half of you are hidden or private, so I'm not going to give your names out, but I would like to give a shout out to Vince Lemon, John James, Trey Bennett, Georgia ZTR, Adrian Lorando, Todd Sokowitz, Mike Elfresh, Masab, Levi Ridge, Brian Rarden, Dunn Rowland, DJC 213, Michael Jesse, Kate Judkins, some personal friends, Gary Darnell, Eli Parker, D. Ray Smith, Art Ferret. I want to give credit for some things you're seeing on my videos that I actually took from someone else because I planned to do it. And the items that I was using to do mine, I didn't like that well. But I did like Doug Creamer's USB charge port. I didn't need that, but I did like the looks of the amp voltmeter that he used, so I'm using his, the same model. Go by, he's known in the Lawnmower forums and other places as Cream Neon. Go by his channel, Doug Creamer, and give him a look, give him a thumbs up, subscribe, share his videos if you would. Michael Jesse. Now Michael Jesse is doing some great things on his Hustler Raptor SD54. That's the same thing as a BigDog Alpha 54. And the thing that he's done, a couple of things I've talked about for 3 or 4 years since I've had my mower, and I haven't done a lot of them. Some of them I've done I didn't like, and as I've said, I'm basically just telling you I've copied from other people or have been inspired by theirs to use different things. With Michael Jesse, he's done a strobe light on the rear of his SD54 because he mows alongside of a busy street, busy road, and that will pretty well, if that don't get your attention and know that there's a lawnmower and there's an operator out there on that mower, you know, you're not going to see that. So but with his, you will see his. So I want to give him credit for that. I was using a flashing light or like a flasher on your car. His is much better, believe me. Go by and see it. He's also doing a great engine heat cover for our muffler heat shield. Using good looking material. He's done several things with that, and he's done a good how-to video on the heat shield. He's done the toolbox covers. Man, they look good. So go by and see Michael Jesse at his YouTube channel. Say hello, subscribe, give him a thumbs up, hit his notification deal, share his videos. Now, the guy that inspired me originally is Old Tom from the Lawnmower forums. In his YouTube channel, it's Enjoying the Sun 577-Jersey Customs. He inspired me to do the belt cover for mine, and I really, out of all I've seen, I like his the best. Mine, I think, is aesthetically pleasing and much more safe than his, because his is totally open. A little child, and I have kids stop by from the neighborhood and say hello and want to learn how to do things, which is great, so I'm always happy to see them. And but I don't want them to be able to get a foot or a finger or something like that in a running mower, and when I don't know they're there and they just walk up. So anyway, and I'm going to show you one more thing, and I just dropped it, so the lady that made it for me is going to kill me. Hopefully it didn't do any damage. If it did, it's going to hurt us both. But enjoy the Sun 577 Jersey Customs. Thank you for the inspiration. Let me grab what I dropped. So I'm going to go right down there to the floor and pick it up. Be right back. Okay, now this I want to thank Tessa Molyneux Jackson, Charlie Jackson's wife. Great couple. Charlie is a handsome fella and has a beautiful wife, and Tessa is a great artist. She made this for me as a gift, and I want to show it to you. It probably won't be in frame, may not be able to see it very well, and I'm probably not holding it steady enough. And she's not going to get enough credit for the art. She painted this out in front of her house on the beach in Alabama, and I really appreciate her doing that for me and bringing it all the way to Belle Chase, Louisiana, to present this to me, and I appreciate it. And thank you very much, Tessa. I cherish this. I keep it in my office. So let me take you out here shortly. I want to show you why I'm doing the belt, the deck mowing, leveling deal here. I tried to knock the house down. I'll just be honest with you. I was mowing along. Someone hollered at me, and I've got a place where you come up and you have to go like around a long set of steps and come back over. And I thought I steered away from it just before I looked away. Not quite enough, and technically I tried to knock the house down. Now don't hold that against me. The house is still standing, I will tell you that. Now with that said, it did knock the deck at a level, so this gives me a really good excuse to make this video and to show you how to level the deck. So I'm also going to show you how to use gauge blocks, which you do want to use, and how to make sure that your deck blocks are acceptable and they're all the same thickness, because they have to be the same thickness, or when you level your deck, one side is going to be higher than the other, maybe the front or rear. So I'm going to show you how to do that. But I'm going to take you outside real quickly, and I'm going to show you the crop circling that I'm not real proud of and how bad it looks. So hang on, and I'll meet you outside. Just give me 1 second to get out there. Okay, hopefully you can see this. It's pretty bad actually. So you can see where there's places that are just not level. And say hello to the guy in the airplane up there if you can see him. Wave at him. So I don't know if you can see that from up there on the steps on the drive. I'll get down here a little bit lower. Maybe you can see it right there. And okay, right over there is those steps, if you can see them. They just jumped out. As you can see, they stay out there too, so I'll know that from now on. So anyway, meet me inside and we will show you the tools necessary to do this job. We'll show you how to make the blocks if you don't have any, what you can use. Probably the most, or I should say the least expensive way to do it. So hang on, meet me inside. Okay, welcome back. Here we are indoors. So I want to show you some of the things that you probably need to know. Actually, you do need to know. And what I'm going to show you to use are these 2-inch by 4-inch pieces of pine wood. Now, as you can see, we're using used lumber. I didn't go out and buy this specifically for this. This is a tool right here, by the way. I'm not going to get into what that's for, but anyway, it is a piece of used lumber. And again, as you can see, these are just a 2x4. This is a 2x4 at one time. Now, the poor thing has been, well, cut off at the knees, so it's a 2x2 now. And this piece right here, nice long piece, it's just a little bit better looking, but as you can see, it is also a used piece, and it's had the dickets hammered out of it a few times. But we'll show you how to determine whether or not it'll work. And if it's got any raised places, like where a screw comes through, make sure that you level those down so this is set flat on your floor, because any place these are proud or sticking up, then of course that can change the height of your ledger board, and you don't want that to happen. So if there's anything sticking up, smooth them down. Now here's some ways to do this, and I'm going to see if I can get you down a little bit closer, so bear with me. And if this traveling makes you sick, I apologize. So here we go. By the way, when we reach the 500 subscriber milestone, we're going to do a giveaway. And the giveaway is going to be on these 25-foot tape measures. And these are relatively new right here. I am using them like I told you in one of the videos before. So if you'd like an opportunity to have your name pulled and win this, or perhaps this one. This is one of the original designs, sort of my favorite. I use this pretty much every day. You can win this one. Now someone asked me on my, I think it's my Facebook page, it might have been my Google Plus, if they win, would I sign it? But of course I would, and I can't imagine anyone wanting my signature. But if you do and you ask for that, I'll be glad to do that. Now, there's also one that's still on the card and never been used. If you want that one, just tell me, because you got your opportunity, the one I've been using or one that you would like to have. And the difference between these two, there is a different part number, but the only reason why there's a difference in the part number, if you can see them, is this one has orange on the outside and this has orange on the inside, so that's the only difference in the two. Besides, I put a different logo on it. Other than that, they're the same. Now let's get to the ledger board and how to start paying attention to what you need to do with this. So bear with me, we're going to go down here a little bit further so you can get a, well, that was quick, wasn't it? So you can get a little bit better idea of what I'm talking about. Now, oh, thank you, Wind. So here we go. When you put these together on a flat surface, you see this difference right here. Is that because it's proud with this tape? Possibly. So let's put that aside. Now, what about this? Is that the same height? It pretty much is. So let me get it over here a little bit closer so you can see it. And as you can see, that's the same height. Those are two good blocks to use. Now, will this one work? Can you see the difference here? This is taller than this if you turn it the wrong direction, so you have to be careful to make sure. Now, if you do this, that is the same thickness. So, you could use these three right here. I wouldn't use that, but I would use this. Now, what about this? Is this the same? Yes, it is. Well, actually it's not. This is a little bit thinner, and it could be because, as I showed you earlier, I have beat the crap out of this more than one occasion to persuade something to move. So this would have to be cut off at the point where it's the same thickness of this. I have some other material here. Let me grab it real quick and I'll show you how much difference there can be. Sorry, I thought I had this laid out here, but I cleaned this up earlier. Now, this right here definitely is thicker than this. It's not much, but it's just about a 1/16. That would throw you off by a 1/16. That's not enough to worry with, but it still would throw you off. And this one is just about right, but this one is thicker than this one. So, do you want to use this? No. We'll throw that away. So, you know I'm going to have to pick it up later, don't you? So anyway, we've got the lumber here, and they don't have to be any particular length, as you can see. So we're going to set up, and we're going to start showing you how to level this deck, but first we'll show you how to check your deck, and you should check it in probably a couple of different places. So I'm going to set up and show you how to do that. Be right back. Okay, here we are again, and here's something that you don't need to level your deck. First of all, it is a degree indicator to tell you if it's plumb or if it's sitting at a different degree to something you may be working with or something you'd like to make an angle to another angle that you're working with. So you don't need that. You also don't need a level per se, which is, you know, I think everyone would recognize a level, so I'm not going to put one out here. I actually started to earlier, but I know you're all more intelligent than that. So here's what you're going to need. On this particular mower, we're going to need a 9/16 inch wrench, a plain old 9/16 black, silver. It can be in this beautiful shade of blue. Isn't that a pretty blue? You can use these tools to do this. Follow me right down here to this bolt right here. As you can see, this is attached from here to the deck. That is what lifts the deck. You have another one here. So that lifts the rear, this lifts the front, and this side lifts this higher or lets it down lower than that side over there. So what we're going to do is we're going to adjust this so that the front and back are the same. No, I don't run lower and higher on the rear front that some people do. I find it does very, very well to have them dead level. And then I'm going to adjust it, make sure it's adjusted both front to rear and side to side level. Then we'll go out and we'll do a mow. It's very wet right now, so we're not going to do it while it's wet. But as soon as I get this done, so this video is going to be split up in time element between 9:12, I think it is, and maybe 9:13, depending on what day it dries up. And with a hurricane coming ashore, maybe a little longer. So we'll get this done. Let me set up and we'll show you how to check the heights real quickly. Okay, now we've got our blocks placed, as you can see, on the left side anyway, and we're going to get up here. We're going to lower the deck down to 1.5 inches, which is the lowest setting on a BigDog Alpha and a Hustler Raptor SD. So that's what we're going to use to test the first level. So I'm going to lower that deck real quickly. Now, as you can see, a 2x4 block is not as thick as a as the setting at 1.5 inches. So let's look at all the blocks real quickly and see what exactly that looks like what I'm telling you is that it's not as thick. So bear with me while I get this off the holder here. And as you can see, there is daylight between the top of the block and the deck. It'll be this way on all four sides. So we'll take you over here and we'll show you this. Now you can use it and measure right there and use these blocks just as they are. And as you can see, this one is dead on. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to come around here and drop this side, the left side, down to where it's hitting the block of wood with the same pressure as it is over on the right hand side. So stay tuned and we'll get to it. Hang on just a moment. Alright, I really must apologize because I didn't remind you guys to make sure that your air pressures are the same on the rear, side to side, on the front, side to side, but make sure you do that. So let's check mine real quick. We know that prior to it mowing, before it started doing crop circles, it was pretty good. Here you can see it's got about 12.5 pounds. So I know I've got the other side set at 12. Let's set this one at 12. And there you are. 12 pounds. So we know that that's on 12 pounds. So the side to side on the rear is equal. So we're about ready to go ahead and check the, as you can see down here, let me make sure that you can see this, this block down here. And I can't move this block because it's in there pretty solid, which means the deck, when it's set on 1.5, it's down tight, so it's about where it belongs. It's a little too tight. You should be able to just barely scrub this in and out. So we're going to adjust this up a little bit. Let me go ahead and check one more tire. We'll make sure that we have all 4 corners equal side to side, and we'll be right back. Alright, here we go. So what we're going to do first, we're going to go ahead and we're going to attempt to raise this deck without changing anything here. It's going to be tough because this nut now is located right there and it's down behind this cut. But let's try it real quickly just to see if we can make an adjustment here to raise this sucker up. And the reason, or not the reason, but the way we're going to raise this is we're going to put tension on this stud right here, which will then raise this deck. And as you can see, we're still not getting much tension on there. So we're going to go ahead and take her on up a ways. This open end 9/16 wrench. Now, she's beginning to start putting some tension on here. Not quite there yet, and all we want to do is just take a little bit of tension off of this 2x4. Or I should call it a 2x2 for your gratification here. Edification. Alright, getting close. Now there we go. That's just how you want it right there. You want that sucker where it's just barely touching. Could come on out here and get a little further out, and that looks like that would do that. Now, since that's still about a 1/2 inch lower than the other side, I'm going to check it real quickly. And it is about a 1/2 inch higher than this side, and I'll show that to you real quickly. We'll put this back where it was. I don't know if you can see that with my hand in the way. Alright, put a little more tension on that thing. Alrighty, that should do it. Perfect. Right there. Alright. So we're going to leave it right there. Let's walk over the other side, take a look real quickly. And we're going to move this one further over to where it's, well, now we're on it, so that's good. Alright, but it's a little too tight here. So what we're going to do is we're going to tighten this side up, raise it just a tad. Right, hang on a second. Now then, continue tightening this right here. And I guess you can't see what I'm tightening, can you? Alright. We're working right down here on this nut on the top of this stud. So we're almost where we want to be, but not quite. So let's go ahead and tighten this up just a tad. All right, that's pretty good right there, guys. Now that looks good. So Let's go ahead and check the front and see where we're at. And let's see, can we see the front block yet? Not quite, so I'm going to adjust the camera so you can see the block. And as you can see, it's a little bit high. So how do we do that? We're going to lower the front of the deck. That way we get a good, I know a lot of people like the front of their deck a little bit high or a little bit proud. What we're going to do is we're going to set this one level front to back and then side to side and make a cut. If we don't like the cut, we'll go back, we can change it and make it proud. I've never run this one proud, so I guess this was a factory setup, and when I checked it before it seemed to be level front to back and side to side, so I might have bent a few more things than I thought, so I'll probably give it a real good check over. But let's go ahead and adjust this thing right here so that you can see what we're doing, and tighten this up a little bit. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to let this one down till it's touching the block of wood. Now then, still not quite there. I got that thing's almost dead zero right there. Now, let's see what we got here. Let's take her all the way down. We'll always bring her back up. We're raising the back just a tad here to get a little more pressure off this block. All right, looks good. And we're getting close here, so it's about where we want it. Alrighty. All right. Now then. Okay, now let's go to the other side and get that sucker leveled up and see what we've got here. So let's go see what we can do to this side to make it level and plumb. All right, getting close. Alrighty, so we've got to let this one down. Alrighty. Alrighty. So you got the old compressor kicked on and fired up and going well. Let's see, where are we at here? Nope, almost out of frame. We're out of frame. There we go. Now then. Getting closer. Almost there, boys and girls. This thing was way out. Let's check the other side real quickly to make sure that we're not over engaging. Did a lot better now. Alrighty, let's check this one more time. Alright, that's looking pretty good right there, guys. Okay, now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to go get a cut. It's a little too wet to cut right now, so we'll come back just as soon as it dries up a little bit. And here you are back at Max's Garage Mahal, so we'll be mowing right here at Max's Garage Mahal next time you see us. As you can see, that deck was pretty unlevel, out of level, however you want to say that. So hopefully when you see the mower running up and down here again after the grass is dry, well, the ground is dry, the grass is dry enough, I think. The ground is really wet, so Okay, there you go, boys and girls. That is a perfect cut right there. Can you see it? Can you see way down through there? Let's see if I can make this thing zoom in a little bit. Figure out how to do that. There we go. Alright, can you see way down there? Flat as a flitter. Just the way it's supposed to look. So, I believe we have a successful leveling front and back. And I'm going to tell you something. That sucker is really throwing that grass out of there. It's, I really can't tell you this much. It's the grass catcher block off plate that's really making a difference. It doesn't allow, when you cut that reinforcement plate out of there, that a lot of people are doing. If you see this bright yellow grass block off plate here, put my foot down there where you can see it. This thing right here doesn't allow grass to come out of the front of the mower deck, as you can see, and it really does help make that grass shoot out better. You can see how much grass I was getting up on top of the deck, the back of the deck here. But if you also notice, my belt covers do not catch any grass whatsoever. The wind off the pulleys blows it right out. So if you haven't done that modification yet, you might want to. So thank you for watching, and be sure, if you would, please subscribe, hit that like button, that thumbs up, hit the notification, and share with 2 or more people, please, and ask them to share with their friends. Thank you again. Y'all come back, see us now, yeah? Max's Garage Mahal.